lost another one.
What is up, Talk Your Shit fam? Man, you gotta love that beat. Alright, now, today we're gonna be kicking shit off with why do people still be lying about the dumbest shit? At some point, you gotta understand that pointless lies don't even make any sense, you feel me? Now, with that being said, we're gonna get straight into it. Now, listen, I get it. Nobody wanna admit that they broke, nobody wanna admit, they ain't making money or anything like that. But at some point, man, you gotta just understand that when you out here talking about you got hella racks, you balling, you this and that, you taking vacations everywhere, you trying to make the next person seem like they less than you. But then you have McDonald's asking them about why they ain't giving you extra sauce. They skimping on the sauce. They ain't give you a couple more fries in your little box. But then you over here talking about you got all this money, you balling, you over here got all these cars, watches, jewelry. Come on, man. Like at the end of the day, if you're gonna talk about you got some money, you gotta be going to like steak and lobster. You gotta be going to get something that's really, really out there, really got some money with it, got some motion that's gonna support what you making. Because other than that, man, you just sitting there making up law. Would you really ain't got to? If you ain't got the money, man, just sit there and be like, all right, I ain't got it. Matter of fact, I'll even pay for it. I ain't even tripping on it. But you sitting here talking about, oh, I ain't got the money, or I got the money, and then you sitting there. But shit, man, I don't know. I digress. But at the end of the day, we ain't gotta lie about it. If you ain't got the money, if you broke, just be that. Like, I ain't gonna say take pride in it, but don't try to make up a lie, man. Anybody sit there and try to make you feel bad about it probably ain't doing that well themselves. And at this point in society, like, we gotta do better as a society, making people feel like just because they ain't got it, just because they ain't fortunate enough to be able to have all this money, that it's a bad thing. When you never know their situation, what they going through, or anything like that. So we gotta always make sure that we uplifting the next person, because you never know if that gonna be you. You never know what situation gonna lead you to being in that situation. So we always gotta do better, and we definitely need to do better as a society, my people. It's cool and all. All I'm saying is just make sure we ain't lying about the simple stuff. You ain't even gotta worry about it. But with that being said, we're gonna move on to our next topic. Now this one right here, this is what irks me the most. And I don't know what it is. I don't know why it even became a thing. But if you sitting here telling me that if you sitting here telling me I'm almost there or I'm on my way and I'm sitting here waiting for you, especially when I know we got somewhere to be, and you sitting here talking about something, oh yeah, I'm on my way, man, don't, you ain't even gotta worry about it. Like at that point, I'm gonna just go ahead and not go anywhere. Cause you sitting here talking about I'm 5 minutes away. 5 minutes and passed about a good 35 minutes ago. And I text you and you talking about, oh yeah, man, I'm like right around the corner. No, knowing you probably ain't even got out the bed yet. You still in bed, scrolling on TikTok, scrolling on Instagram, talking about, oh yeah, I still got time. Nah, we ain't got time. We supposed to been gone that 35 minutes to an hour ago. Waiting on you, I could have just went by myself. So at this point, man, just go ahead and keep it. Nah, I ain't gonna sit here and act like I ain't met that person. There's been many a times where me and my friends supposed to be going somewhere, and they texting me talking about you on your way, where you at, and I'm just now getting dressed. I'm just now getting ready to go, and I'm like, oh yeah, I'm gonna be there in like 5 minutes. Now the thing about me though is, when I say 5 minutes, it's gonna be closer to that 10 minute mark, 5 minute mark. Depending on how far we is from each other. But I'm gonna surely get there close to the time I tell you. I ain't gonna sit here and say, "Oh yeah, I'm 5 minutes away," knowing knowing I'm still in my house. Ain't even worried about got dressed. Ain't worried about took a shower. None of that. I'm always make sure I'm at least close to the time frame to be able to do that. So I am guilty of it. I ain't gonna sit here and lie. But at the same time, I had a lot of people, a lot of friends telling me we 5 minutes away. I'm looking at the clock, it's 12 o'clock. Then later on, it's 12:30. I'm texting them, where you at? Like, oh my bad, bro. I'm on my way now. I had to go do something. Nah, just say you late. Just say just say you forgot, or just say you didn't even realize what time it was. We could have leave it at that. You ain't got a lot of me about it. I already know. I've been through it. I done did it. I done did it to other people. Ain't saying it's right, but I know what I be doing. So I ain't gonna sit here and try to cap and be like, nah, man, I don't even do that. But I'm just saying, man, we ain't gotta make up the law. Just go ahead and do what we gotta do, and then take care of business. Main thing about that is, don't even lie about it. Just be like, I ain't left the house yet. I'm be on my way in like 30 minutes. Give me time. Because that means I get to sit back, chill, relax, do whatever I got to do until you get there. So I know that I got the time instead of me sitting at my door waiting for you and you still another 30 minutes away. But anyways, man, that's all I got on that. But anyways, man, that's all I got on that. For this next topic, we're gonna talk about something I'm pretty sure all y'all done been through, and it probably irks all y'all the same that it does as me. That the law that I feel like is used the most, something that irks me, and I know that it probably irks y'all too, and the law that I probably seen 90% of the time is this one right here, and that's the I didn't see your text. Come on now. You telling me that you posting selfies, you posting stories on your Instagram, Facebook, you doing TikTok dances, you commenting on other people posts, and you doing all this, but you ain't see the text that I sent you when I know it popped up on your banner. I know you ain't on Do Not Disturb. I know all you had to do was say you ain't feel like responding. You ain't had to come up hit me with a law talking about, oh, I didn't see your text. Come on now. I know at some point you probably was texting somebody else. You went to your messages, went to their message, backed out, looked and saw that I texted you, and you sitting there talking about some, nah, I didn't even see it. Man, come on now. We grown. We ain't gotta lie about it. Just be like, yeah, I ain't feel like texting you at that time. It might not feel right. Might feel disrespectful to tell that person. But it's better than sitting here lying talking about, oh, I didn't see your text. That might make me more mad. Cause I know you seen it. Cause if I go scroll on your stuff right now, I go to your Instagram, I bet you I'll see you done posted 5 stories in a row, and I texted you 30 minutes ago. So come on, I know you seen it at some point. You ain't gotta lie about it. It's cool. You just say you don't want to text me, we good. That's it. I won't have to worry about it. You won't have to worry about it. Then the next time I text you or the next time we see each other, we already know what to expect. It ain't gotta be nothing where you're making it so hard to communicate with each other. And in all honesty, you really don't even owe me the communication. Just say nothing. Just leave me on red, leave it on delivered or whatever. And then the next time we talk, next time we text, we can just go straight from there. It ain't gotta be no, oh, I'm sorry, I didn't see your text last time. None of that, because we already passed that. I'm already over it. When I saw you posting on your story, I was already done with it. That's it. Next topic. Like, we cool. Just don't sit here texting me 2 hours later talking about, oh, I'm sorry, I didn't see your text. Now, that's not to say that now that's not to say that you really didn't see the text. You ain't get it. You was busy doing something. It could have easily slid through. You ain't see it. Cool. But that's not for them people. This is for the people that sit there and lie when they boldly stare at your text. And when they boldly stare at your text, the same way that if you were to call them and they sit there and stare at the phone till you done or till you hang up, knowing that they see you calling them, that's the people I'm talking about right there. Because if you in an accident, you getting hurt, or if it's just an emergency, now those people you should already know not to call in the emergency. Because if they ain't answering your texts, your calls, your nothing, they phone don't always do not disturb. You you ain't even supposed to be having them on emergency anything. Because that time when you really gonna need them, they is not gonna be prepared. They probably not gonna answer because they don't want to talk, or they think you just don't want nothing. And now you over there hurt or something, or you in a severe emergency where you need them, or you need somebody at least. and you can't even do nothing because they ain't answering their phone. But I mean, hey, man, it is what it is. You can't really sit there and complain about it. You just gotta let it be what it is. Let it do what it do. Now, our final topic, fam, we're gonna be talking about the people that be talking about, oh, I could have been D1 or I could have made it to the league if blah blah blah. So we gonna get straight to it. Cause I know we all got a family member, friend, somebody that done sat there and been like, oh, if I ain't get this injury back in high school, I could have been D1. Or if I ain't, if I wasn't messing up in class, I could have been D1. So we gonna talk about it. Now I know we all done had somebody that, they play football, basketball, whatever sport they into, and they somewhat good at it, and they get back on their stories and they reminiscing, talking about, yeah, I could have made it D1, right? Well, you gotta sit there, you just gotta kind of listen to them because you ain't got no choice, so you gotta roll your eyes a little bit, kind of look at them, maybe laugh, and then they be like, nah, like for real, I could have made it. I could have been out there with Bron Wade, or I could have been out there in the league in the NFL playing with whoever. Like it's crazy. It always comes that time where maybe it's because they be drinking, or maybe they just want to relive their days. But they always talking about, oh yeah, back in high school, I was the truth. Like I was averaging 20 points a game, 5 rebounds, 30 assists, and if it wasn't for my knee injury, man, I would have been out of here. I would have been the best to ever play the game. I'm talking Hall of Fame, chips, everything. Man, if I would have never blew out my knee, I would have been right at the top of the pinnacle. Wouldn't nobody have been able to touch me. Like, come on now. You if that was the case, man, I don't think one simple knee injury is gonna change that. You done had a bunch of people that even that's in the league now. You done got a bunch of people that's in the league now that had injuries, several at that, and they still playing at a high level or maybe, a higher level in some cases. And then, you do have those cases where they kind of play a little bit lower and they regress from it, but they still in the league. They still like. Now you also have the ones that got injured and it kind of derailed their career a little bit. They're not doing as well, but they still making an important contribution to the team. With that being said, come on now, like we gotta be better. It's cool if you really was. I ain't saying you wasn't doing your thing back in high school. I don't even believe I was alive then, so I can't really comment on whether you were or you not. I can probably ask around family, ask around friends and stuff and see. But if you wasn't really on no level to where you even, let's just say, made it to college at least, even been a walk on, that would have been straight because you would have been like, all right, there may be some credibility to it. You had somebody that was actually looking at you to take that step to get to the next level. So that I can understand. But if you was averaging 5 points, 2 assists, and a rebound in 30 minutes in your high school career, that's insane. Um, which I mean, it's kind of insane either way because you don't play 30 minutes. But to sit here and be like you was the best thing since LeBron or you the best thing since Kobe, whoever it was, that's insane to say without the proof to back it up. Like if you ain't got no accolades or anything showing that you at least was something back then it's kind of all for naught, don't you think? Like if you ain't got no championships, you ain't got no accolades in terms of personal stats or personal awards such as MVP, all conference, all league, all something, all American at least, which I mean, come on. There got to be something, which there has to be some kind of accolade for me to feed into this claim that you could have been D1. Like, now it might sound like I'm hating, which I'm not. And I'll be the first to say, I wasn't close to no D1 level. Like, yeah, I played sports. I was doing it for the fun. I did it for the love of the game, if you want to say that. But I already knew I wasn't going D1. That was never gonna be a lie I was gonna tell. That was never gonna be something that I was gonna relive back in my high school days, tell my kids or just telling one of my friends like, man, if this happened, I could have made it to the league. I could, nah, hell no. I was far from that. So it's kind of just funny to me when you see those people that feel like they need to make themselves bigger than they really are, or feel like they need to add something to themselves to make themselves more interesting. All you gotta do is be you, baby. That's all it is. You be you, and everybody gonna like you. You ain't gotta lie about it. Be you, and we gonna accept you as you are. You don't gotta make up some huge lie that's gonna make you have to keep lying to keep up that lie. That's the big thing. I don't like liars. And if you lying about small, simple stuff, who knows what you gonna lie about? But lying about playing D1, lying about who you know or where you been, you ain't got to do none of that. We all human. We all want to be better, and we all want to kind of make ourselves seem more. But just stay true to yourself. Don't lie about it. And the biggest thing is, back in the day, like let's start here. Will Chamberlain. Everybody talks about his 100-point game, and whether it's real or not. Now, back then, we ain't have no record of anything really. Like there wasn't social media, there wasn't no screenshot and recording, wasn't no really phones on thing or anything like that. So, we that's way more going off of just what people say and what we kind of force to believe. But then when you look at it now, that's way out the window. You got you got people recording all the time. You can't go nowhere without being in a picture or recording or something on the camera. Somebody gonna see something to where if you talking about you scored 60 points a game, or you threw for 3 touchdowns, or you scored a hat trick in hockey, like somebody there is gonna have a recording of it. Somebody's gonna have some type of proof where they can prove it if need be to anybody else. Back then we couldn't say that. So it's kind of like that big gap in terms of technology and what we can really believe or what we can call a fake. But I mean, at some point, you really got to understand that we can tell the difference on whether you was trying to play D1 or not. Especially if you somehow find a way to pull up your stats from way back in the day, and it's showing that you average a whopping triple single. Yeah, I don't think you was anywhere close to being D1 or even the college level, man. So just be honest with yourself. That's all I got to say on that. But like I said at the beginning, I digress. It is what it is. People gonna do what they do, and people gonna lie if they feel like they need to lie. But now, with that being said, I'm gonna open it up to y'all. I know y'all got some wild stories. I know y'all done been lied to. I know y'all got some crazy lies. I know y'all got some crazy stories. So hit me up, comment on this, DM me on Instagram, DM me on TikTok, search on my YouTube, whatever it is. Leave me a comment. Let me know the story, and I might just feature it in the next episode. And I also just want to get some good laughs because I know these stories about to be wild. Because, you got people lying out here like it's a full-time job. But alright, gang. That's it for today's episode. More of the story, stop lying for no reason because ain't nobody checking for you like that. But for real, if you like this episode, go rate the podcast, share it, and tap in with me on social media. Follow me on TikTok, IG, and YouTube. And if you want to hear bonus rants and exclusive content, subscribe to Talk Your Shit. I'll catch y'all next week. Peace.
All I ever wanted was a black grand national. Fuck being rational, give them what they asked for. It's not enough. Few solid niggas left, but it's not enough. Few bitches that are really stepped, but it's not enough. Say you bigger than myself, but it's not enough. I get on their ass. Yeah, somebody gotta do it. I make them niggas mad. Yeah, somebody gotta do it. I take the G-Pad. Yeah, watch a nigga do it. We survived outside, all from the music, nigga. What?